Great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started because we have a really packed agenda, a lot of great celebration to do tonight at our annual meeting. My name is Mary Claremont, and it is my honor and pleasure to serve as the chair of the Hockomock Board of Directors. And it's my first year as board chair, and I learned so much. I learned how much people and partnership really matter. We like to start our board meetings with a little bit of personal stories. So I'm going to share a bit about myself, since many of you probably don't know me. First of all, I'm not 6'4", and I don't have a booming voice like Brian Early, so a little bit different this year in terms of the stature of the board. But I certainly learned a lot from Brian's leadership, and I'm here because I'm inspired to serve. Nearly 30 years ago, I served our country as an officer in the United States Army. I left the military because I knew life as a soldier would sacrifice precious things, precious time with my family, precious time in a community, being a mother, a parent, and a community supporter. So thank you, Nicole, for being here, for being part of my life, and joining tonight for the celebration. My children are amazing. They keep me busy, and they also have really filled my life with joy. But I still had the need to serve. Service is the reason that I stand here tonight. Many of you may be wondering, why did I choose the why? Well, little did I know how much my life would change and how enriched it would be in 2003 when I became the co-chair of the capital campaign with John LaRocca for the Vernon Family Branch expansion. John taught me relationships and selflessness. He taught me about generosity and giving back through volunteer service, and most importantly, passion. Yes, John calls it emotion, I call it passion. Everyone who knows John loves the passion that he brings. I recently read an article in Inc. magazine, and it was the 10 habits of the most remarkably passionate people. It described John to a T. I almost thought it was his picture in the article. It said, they approach everything with enthusiasm, no matter what. And so it was his passion that brought me to this organization that we all care so much about and love and respect. So today I share this passion beyond the service to our country, right here to our local communities. It's the 15 communities that we serve and all the enrichment that we bring that we're going to celebrate tonight with passion. So thank you for joining this annual celebration. Once again, we are honored to recognize some really remarkable and amazing organizations. We're going to celebrate the passion and strength for the community and improving the lives of children and families. I'd also like to offer my sincere gratitude for the commitment and support of all our dedicated Board of Directors, Board of Managers, and Board of Incorporators. We couldn't do it without all of your help and support. So please join me immediately following this. We have a reception set up for food and drink to celebrate the service and the community as a whole. So before we open our business meeting, it's my pleasure to invite my very special friend, John LaRocca, to bring our moment of thought. Thank you, John.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mary. You were very kind, and I appreciate everything that you said. I don't know what to say, but the bond that you and I built in that period of time during the capital campaign, I'll take with me to the grave. You were just such an inspiration to me, as well as maybe I was an inspiration to her. So I thank you very much for that. I wish I was 6'4". Just a little backdrop to me being here this evening. The first call I got was from my very dear friend, Ed Hurley, who asked if I would be amenable to coming to the meeting this evening. And it had been a couple of years since I've been at an annual meeting, so I immediately said yes to him, and I was so looking forward to coming here. And then the next call I got was from Mary, who asked me to give the opening thought tonight. And I really didn't hesitate a second to say yes, because not only was I coming home to my beloved YMCA, but see, here I get impassionate here. Mary has given me an opportunity to share with you some of my thoughts on why the Hockomock area YMCA has been so important to me over the last 35 years. And the first reason why the why is so very important to me, I have to take you to the new mission statement of the YMCA. And if I can read the latter part of that mission statement, and it reads, "Our mission is to focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility by providing programs and services to all, regardless of ability to pay." And it's those last words that really hit home to me, regardless of the ability to pay. And if you would allow me, I want to tell you a little story and take you back 35 years. I was a new board member, and I was at the first Reach Out for Youth breakfast back then. And at the end of, I think it goes that way for every year that we have a Reach Out for Youth breakfast, that at the time, my colleague on the board and friend Tom Kimbrell gets up and puts on his advertising hat and his salesman's hat and is doing everything he can to raise money for Reach Out for Youth. And if I remember correctly, the last few words from him was, "And we don't turn anyone down." Those words struck me, and at that point I knew that I had hitched my wagon to probably the very best organization that I know of today. The second reason why I feel that the Hockomock area YMCA has been so important to me is because we enrich lives. And I just want to, there's many ways, I could be here all night, but I just want to mention a few of the reasons why I think we really enrich the lives of people. In 2018, the Y served 3,583 middle school students across the 12 or 15 communities that we service in our association area of service. Secondly, we served in 2018 910 children through our preschool and school-age child care services. In 2018, we served 14,516 meals to children and families at our summer food service program at locations in Milford. And the last one I'm going to use, and again, these are not the only four. In 2018, we provided $2,112,000 in confidential assistance and program subsidies, ensuring that our friends and neighbors in need have the ability to have a good benefit of the Y experience. So I guess some of my last thoughts here is that I hope in just these couple of minutes that I've shared with you some of the reasons why the Y has been so important to me. And through our mission statement and the way we enrich lives, I can positively say that people matter at our YMCA, families matter, teens shine, and camaraderie thrives. What a great story it's been for our YMCA since I've been involved for 35 years. And I just want to thank Mary for this opportunity and thank you, Ed, for getting me here tonight. And let me be the first to congratulate all the recipients of the awards. I'm sure that they've done their part to accomplish our mission statement and to enrich the lives of many. So let's have a great night. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you out there during the reception.
Thank you, John. Thank you for your passion and your 35-plus years of service. So we have the privilege of serving the community, and it's been a wonderful experience, as I mentioned. And now tonight, we get to experience the impact and see up close and personal some of the children and families that we've been able to come in contact with and build relationships with. And so we want to bring people together, because this is an experience, regardless of people's ability to pay, that everybody gets to be a part of in the community. And the friendship and the passion that's grown is going to make a brighter future for everyone. So in my soul, I value duty, honor, country, but in my heart, I'm inspired by our Y focus and the youth development, the healthy living, and social responsibility that we're going to celebrate tonight at the YMCA and every day at the YMCA. I want to make it clear that people do matter, as John mentioned, and also really here tonight we're going to celebrate. So first, we have a business meeting that we have to attend to. So we're going to conduct that very brief business meeting. The reports will be shared by our volunteer leaders. These folks are really shaping and inspiring the policy and the effectiveness of this organization. So first, I'm going to call to order the annual business meeting for the Hockomock YMCA and invite Paul Lenahan to present our financials. He's a former board chair and the current treasurer of our finance committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary, and thank you, John, for that inspiring moment of the beginning of our meeting today. How lucky are we to have volunteers like Mary and John? Please, another round of applause for them. It's my pleasure, again, to present the 2018 financial statements of the Hockomock Area YMCA. I am pleased to report that our YMCA is fiscally sound, and 2018 was another great year operationally. Please turn to page 11 of the year's annual report. This page is also being displayed on the video screen, I think, at some point. It's page 11 in your annual report if you wish to follow along. The financial statements were audited by the CPA firm of Kahn, Litwin, and Renza in a clean, unmodified opinion dated January 31st, 2019, was issued on the audit for 2018. It should be noted that the management letter accompanying the audit contained no findings or weaknesses, which is a very positive statement, and it's a testing to the good quality of our CFO and the staff that he has supporting him. The audited financial statements were reviewed by our Finance Committee and recommended to and unanimously approved by the Board of Directors at the February 27, 2019 meeting. Total revenue for the Hockomock Area YMCA was $19,500,000 in 2018, a very slight increase from 2017. Total expenses were $18,300,000, an increase of 1.2% over expense levels of 2017. Our operating results are presented monthly to the Finance Committee. Our audited results, before taking into account depreciation and investment results, showed that we ended 2018 with an operating surplus of $1,177,000 in 2018 compared with $1,326,000 in 2017. I want to just remind everyone that the strong operating performance of our Y before discussing the year-end results, which include depreciation and the snapshot of our investment results at year end. Our depreciation was over $1.5 million, and the association recorded a net loss on the audited financial statements of $391,000 compared to a net loss of $244,000 in 2017. I want to emphasize again that depreciation is a non-cash item, So we look more seriously on an operating basis at our operating results every month, and we review those on a regular basis. As you will recall, investments in December of 2018 took a big hit, and ours were impacted as well. There's a requirement under audited financial statements that you mark to market, so you have to realize losses or show the losses on the report, on the statement, even if you didn't sell the positions you hold. As a result, the investment results showed a loss in 2018 of $391,000 compared with a surplus in 2017 of $757,000. Quite a turnaround year to year. The loss in 2018 was due to that year-end loss, which have already been recouped through the first quarter of 2019. So the market's been kind until the last week and a half or so, and we recovered everything that we lost in 2018. Membership, at the end of 2018, the association reported total cash and investments of $7,748,000. Membership continues to be strong as we close 2018 with a total of 27,000 members. During 2018, and as highlighted in the colorful graph on page 11 of the annual report and being displayed on the screen, we are pleased to announce that our YMCA awarded a record high, John referred to it already, of $2,111,000 in confidential scholarship and program subsidies. The 2018 Reach Out for Youth and Families campaign collected $747,000 last year. This does not include an additional $75,000 in earnings from designated endowment gifts in 2018. As you all know, the funds raised through our annual campaign help to ensure that our YMCA continues to be there for those in need in our local communities. I would be happy to answer any questions on last year's operating results if you have any. No questions? I'd also like to provide a brief update on the YMCA's endowment fund. The Hockomock Area YMCA's endowment fund had a market value of $1,551,000 at December 31, 2018. Excuse me. This past year, longtime Y board member, John referred to Tom Kimbrell, and his wife, Ellen, established an endowed fund at our Y right in the fourth quarter of 2018. A significant contribution, and we very much appreciated that. This year, our Y will further enhance its focus on expanding our endowment in our YMCA philanthropy efforts. The Heritage Club, which some of you may be familiar with, now has 74 members who have made either outright endowment gifts to the Y or who have made provisions for our YMCA with their estate plans. We always welcome new Heritage Club members. If there's any of you out here tonight that see me afterwards at the reception, I'll be happy to connect you. I would welcome a motion to accept the 2018 finance report. And a second, please. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great. Thank you very much. And now to present the board development report, please welcome Vice Chair of the Board of Directors, Eric Kevorkian.
Thank you, Paul, for your continued stewardship of the association's finances. For those of you who don't know Paul, he's one of the friendliest people that you would ever meet, and he always has a big smile on his face. But more importantly, I have the pleasure of letting all of you know that Paul recently became a grandfather, and now his smiles have gotten even larger and longer. Congratulations, Paul. You're welcome. Avery Grace, right? 4 months old. We'll have to call you Grandpa now. Now back to the business of the Y. Like many people before me, I'm here because I answered Ed's phone call, and the phone doesn't stop ringing once you answer it and agree to do something. Seriously, we all tend to joke about that, but the truth is that we answer Ed's calls because we know that whatever Ed asks us to do, it will ultimately help the people in our community, and that's really the spirit of volunteerism. The Y is fortunate to have a great many volunteers, and cultivating strong volunteer leadership is the foundation on which we build the capacity for the Y to offer the programs that it does. And whether they know it or not, our volunteers serve as a compass for the future direction of the Hockomock Area YMCA. So given the importance we place on volunteer leadership, we believe the development of engaged and vibrant volunteers at our Y requires a thoughtful and deliberative process. In this spirit, and with that as background, I am delighted to present our Board Development Committee report. Please refer to the handout on your chair with our committee recommendations. The names will also be listed on the screen. The Board Development Committee recommends the election of the following to the Board of Incorporators for 3-year terms ending with the 2021 annual meeting. Bruce Auerbach, Jeff Bradley, Blair Deeney, Dom DeLuca, Dr. Victoria Greer, Kelly Frey, Jamie Helen, Kelly Kinsley, Randy Miller, Bill Napolitano. The Board Development Committee also recommends the re-election of the following to the Board of Incorporators for 3-year terms ending with the 2021 annual meeting. Dick Bowen, Jim Cashin, Kevin Cryan, Angela Davis, Phil Dixon, Steve Doherty, David Doran, Artie Eaton, Mike Gallagher, Tim Keneally, Mark Logan, Cheryl McGuire, Pat Murray Jr., Lisa Nelson, Neil Riley, Terry Robbins, Jeff Roy, and Dick Stevens. Is there a motion to accept the slate as presented? Is there a second? I'll now call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Congratulations, and thank you to all the new and renewing members of the Board of Incorporators. And would all of the new and renewing members of the Board of Incorporators please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. Your service to the Y and the greater community makes a lasting difference in the lives of individuals, children, and families, and we sincerely thank you. May I have a motion and a second to briefly adjourn the annual meeting?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? I will now call to order a meeting of the Board of Incorporators. A key responsibility of the Board of Incorporators is to elect the Board of Directors each year at our annual meeting. The Board Development Committee recommends to the Board of Incorporators the election of the following to the Board of Directors for a 3-year term ending with the 2021 annual meeting. Farzeen Karim, Sharon Kennedy, and Tom Corbis. The Board Development Committee proposes to the Board of Incorporators the re-election of the following to the Board of Directors for a 3-year term ending with the 2021 annual meeting. Jay Barrows, Mary Claremont, Paul Guidoboni, John Haig, Greg Spear, and Ed Whalen. May I have a motion from the members of the Board of Incorporators to elect and re-elect the proposed members to the board? May I have a second? Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? On behalf of the Hockomock Area YMCA, I would like to welcome all the new and continuing members of the Board of Directors, and I ask that those in attendance please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much for your commitment to our mission and vision and to all those we serve. May I have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting of the Board of Incorporators? Second. Thank you. May I have a call for a vote? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? I will now invite Mary Claremont back to the podium to continue the meeting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Eric. The official work is now done. Let's open the celebration and reconvene our annual meeting. And now we have an opportunity to look at those organizations that have impacted our community and all of our members. So I have great pleasure to have a relationship now with these new organizations that I'm becoming familiar with. And I must tell you, the unselfishness and the generosity and the connection to the community is amazing. But certainly we couldn't do it without working with our YMCA staff and our board of directors. So what we didn't do was acknowledge those people who are leaving the board, and so the board of directors, I should say, because they didn't go very far. They're now part of the board of incorporators. But I want to recognize the 3 board members who are stepping down from their board of director role, and that's Blair Danini, who's been a dedicated partner for over 20 years. I've been able to really get to know Blair and see all the things that he's been able to accomplish, his friendship, his partnership, and I really look forward to you being celebrated later this evening, Blair. Bill Napolitano, who's also been a longtime board member, and he's been the past chair of the Reach Out for Youth and Families campaign, and he's been a passionate supporter of the staff, and we've been grateful for Bill's service and contribution. And lastly, leaving the board will be Dr. Bruce Auerbach. He's been a great example of the Y's ability to partner with other organizations, especially with community places that are trying to make this area a better place to live. So we're very fortunate that the 3 Bs, Bill, Bruce, and Blair, will be joining our Board of Incorporators. So thank you. Now I'd like to congratulate those who have been tremendous impact to some of the meaning that we have today with our partnerships. And that tremendous impact comes in the form of Dean College. So for the 16th consecutive year, yes, 16 years, our friends at Dean College have been able to present a full tuition, that's 100% scholarship, to a young man or woman who's been a part of this Y family. This annual scholarship really speaks to the leadership and the vision that the college has in really inspiring our youth. And their mission and core values so align with ours. So Dr. Paula Rooney, president of Dean College and a member of our board incorporators, will join me to introduce the scholarship recipient. And as well, she'll be joined by a longtime board member, Dr. Jerry Shaw, and Terry Robbins, a member of our board of incorporators. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce this year's Dean Scholarship recipient with the help of our friends from Dean.
Yeah, we're good. We don't travel alone, as you can see. The real secret is they don't let me out alone. So we are more than privileged to be here today, and we're gonna, if Mary Claremont wants to do, you're gonna get the pleasure of doing the introduction, but this is indeed one of our longest running scholarships, and the one that I think from a community service perspective, along with several others we do for the community, that we are most proud of, and we can go back and tell you who all 16 are, and they're pretty big shoes to fill, and we have a couple with us currently, 3, and so this person will get to join a pretty strong family community, and you're going to go ahead. Commencement's over. I don't have to do this anymore.
Paula needs no microphone. I do. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Lillian Kimball here, a teen member of our Burnham Family Branch, to accept the award. And Lillian? Just a little bit about Lillian. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. So we're going to give Lillian a chance to speak, but I have to tell you a little bit about her. She is amazing. She comes from Mendon, Massachusetts. She's been a part of the Nippick Regional High School and also a teen member at our Burnham Family Branch. She's been very active in the Leaders Club, and that's been since her sophomore year, and she credits the club for helping her to create very deep relationships and also empowering teens in the way they think to challenge the status quo and to really gain self-confidence and help others. So I really congratulate you, Lillian, for leading the way for your peers, and have a great year at Dean College next year. Thank you.
I am truly honored to be the recipient of the Dean YMCA Scholarship. My involvement in the YMCA Leaders Group throughout high school has made a significant impact on my life and character. It has helped me prepare for my next chapter at Dean College. I am sure Dean is the right place for me, and I am very eager to make the YMCA, Dean College, and my family proud of how I will represent them and myself at Dean. Thank you.
Here it is. Well, the whole family. I'm happy, but I understand that you've already been talking to the family. So, and Mrs. Robbins is a member of our trustees, so you'll actually see her. You might. This gentleman's going to make sure your computer works because he does all of the tech stuff. And he's going to have you in the class. So, thank you. Just so you know, not only has she just gotten this, but she's also already connected herself through members of our staff because of her community service volunteer. And our class that just graduated did an enormous number of community service hours. So you have a big, long road to go through.
Very excited.
So we're glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
So thank you again, Dr. Rooney and everyone at Dean College for your continued partnership. It's really quite amazing for 16 years running. And Lillian, thank you for your leadership. And now for the Red Triangle Awards. This is a special award. We really have each branch has an opportunity to recognize their partners. And now we're going to present those awards through those branch leaders. This is really about programs and activities that have made tremendous impact. And the first award, we're going to invite Pete Brock here to give the award. Now, Pete was an amazing center for the New England Patriots. He's chaired the Legends Ball since its inception. So welcome, Pete, to give our first Red Triangle Award.
Well, it's not a surprise. So, Donna Spigarola is all about doing the right things right. When I met her some years ago, I knew immediately that Donna was what we needed as a fledgling Patriots alumni club as an organization. We're just getting off the ground, and boy, did we need help. And she supplied it unendingly and very happily. Together, we built that club to what it is today, and believe me when I tell you that the New England Patriots Alumni Club is just as unique as the franchise we represent. It does not exist anywhere in the NFL, and it's due to a faith and a belief and a passion that Donna lent to us. She did such a bang-out job of getting us off the ground and off our feet that I got called into a meeting and was told that the Patriots were going to hire her away from me. And but anyway, she's remained close to Patriots alumni ever since. So when I heard that RY was honoring Donna, I knew that the Red Triangle Award would not go to anyone more deserving. Donna's lent her passion and talents to RY and has been instrumental in the growth of our Legends Ball, connecting current and former New England Patriots to the WISE Integration Initiative. And these connections have turned into relationships that are important to all of us and certainly important to the young men and women that we've literally watched grow up. Donna found the Y to be a great source of community and friendship, one that I know has made a big impact on her professionally and personally, as her friendship has had on me. And I am proud that the Y has asked me to present the Invencis Foxborough Red Triangle Award to my friend, Donna Spigarola.
Thank you, Pete. It was 15 years ago, Pete said many years, it was 15 years ago at a celebrity softball game when an off-the-cuff comment started a relationship and the most incredible and a valued friendship, a career with the New England Patriots, and my introduction to the Hockomock YMCA. For that day in May of 2005, I'll be forever grateful. It was a new beginning that opened doors, brought new friendships, and the most rewarding job assisting and helping others. Thank you to Pete. I'm truly humbled and honored to be here this evening and to even have been considered for this award. I'd like to take a moment to thank Ed Hurley, another dear friend as a result of the relationship that I've been able to grow with the Hockomock YMCA, Mary Claremont, the Hockomock YMCA Board of Directors, staff, and friends for all having me here tonight for this honor. I'd also like to take a moment to thank my family that's joined me here to receive this prestigious honor. As all of you know, you don't do it alone, and many times through my ultimate volunteering and willingness to never say no, it takes you away from friends and family. So the hours that I spend on this job is truly appreciated, that your commitment to me and allowing me to do what I love to do. And volunteering is a family affair, so my husband and my children not only support my efforts, but they walk the path of giving back through their generous donation of time and support to many programs and initiatives. I've had the privilege of working with the Y for more than 12 years. It started, as Pete said, by inviting me to a meeting to discuss a new event he was working on. He asked if I could assist with reaching out to some of the former players that I had developed a relationship with to be a part of what we come to know today as the Legend Ball. I was happy to jump on board and be a part of that. As I learned more about what the Legends Ball was all about and the integration program for which this event would fund, I was in with both feet. I was moved to tears the very first night of the very first Legends Ball. It was just simply amazing. And each and every year, it never seems to do anything but get better and better. This was just the beginning of my work with the integration children, who are now young men and women. I attended a kickball game that first year with the Patriots alumni so that we could connect the Patriots alumni that had been honored at the Legends Ball with these integration kids. Little did I know that kickball game would be the beginning of new friendships with individuals like Bobby, Peter, who's here behind the camera today. Oh, there he is. There's Peter. Hollywood, and so many more, just to name a few. I'm joyful when I'm at the Y, and my integration friends will come up to me and stop me to say hello. It's developed wonderful friendships. Since that first event, I've been joyfully rewarded and completely filled with so many emotions as I've had the opportunity to attend and assist many additional events and programs, including the Live Strong program that has participated in the Patriots NFL Crucial Catch Initiative, the YMCA staff that have attended and greeted our cancer patients at the Day of Pampering at Gillette Stadium, endless coat drives where bags and bags of hundreds and hundreds of coats were collected and donated to Cradles to Crayons so that children throughout the state would have a warm coat for the winter. Football for You, a clinic that's going to be coming up in just a few weeks. It's a free football skills clinic held at the stadium each year for our integration children and their typically developing peers. It's so rewarding to watch the joy on the faces of these athletes as they rotate through the skills clinics to explore each position on the football field. They work hard, yet their smiles are from ear to ear and tell the story. They learn so much while enjoy meeting current and former players at each and every station. The flag football team that represents the YMCA is always at our annual Special Olympics Flag Football Championship each November. We've had numerous guests and members of the Y be able to come to training camp in August and the game day experiences that when I reach out to Ed and say, I have a few extra tickets to an upcoming game, he never ceases to amaze me to find just the right recipient that has never attended a Patriots game that we can bring a rewarding experience to. On a more personal note, I could go on and on about all the different ways that I've been able and been rewarded with my experiences working with the Y. But on a personal note, I just want to share how important the YMCA has become to me. It's transformed my life. In April of 2017, I joined the Way to Change program. Having explored many weight loss programs and lived my life on a roller coaster of you lose a lot of weight and you gain a lot of weight, and you lose a lot of weight and you gain a lot of weight, somebody had introduced me to Way to Change, and so I said, I'll give this a try too. Not only did I reach and surpass my goal and was supported immensely by the staff at the YMCA, but I also, being slightly competitive as a member of the Patriots, won for my session. And we have kept the weight off, but most importantly, made friends for life. These new friends I work out with at 5:30 every single morning. We run together and we support each other on this journey of life. The Hockomock YMCA has given to me more than I can ever measure, and for that I'm so grateful. Thank you to each of you here tonight for your support of the wonderful work and the exceptional programs at the YMCA, and thank you again to Ed and Mary and the entire YMCA for this incredible honor. The Red Triangle Award will be proudly displayed as a reminder of the difference a small act of kindness can truly do to impact the lives of others. Thank you.
Not so fast, Donna. So all of our Red Triangle Award winners will receive a nice framed page from our annual report. So Donna, I wanted to
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. I know what Donna means. Every time I attend an Integration Initiative event, just a few weeks ago in Foxborough, Integration Initiative had the pleasure of donating the money that they raised at their February Valentine's Day dance to the Sickle Cell Foundation as a gesture to the McCourty twins. And so when they arrived to receive this nice donation, it was pandemonium. I mean, everyone was ear-to-ear smiles, running around, having a great time. And it's just those little moments that just bring it all back of why we're here, what we're doing. So without further ado, I will have Scott Martin up here to introduce our Burnham Family Branch Red Triangle Award.
Good evening. I'm Scott Martin, Executive Director of the Burnham Family Branch in Franklin. When a community faces a public health crisis, it's easy just to shrug it off as somebody else's problem. But when a community decides to face that same health crisis head-on, change is often witnessed in the social landscape that is powerful and enduring. This was the case when a group of committed townspeople and community leaders in Greater Franklin came together 4 years ago to face off against our local opioid crisis. Tonight, our Franklin Y is recognizing the SAFE Coalition, a group committed and dedicated to this important issue. Board President and SAFE Coalition co-founder Jennifer Levine often speaks of the group's passion for finding local solutions that are innovative and collective. SAFE has brought together stakeholders in law enforcement, the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, public schools, clergy, healthcare, parents, and our Hockomock area YMCA. This year, the Y's Burnham Family Branch in Franklin is presenting the SAFE Coalition its Red Triangle Award, an organization made powerful by its strong partnership with so many committed community organizations like the Y. I could not be prouder to present the Burnham Branch Red Triangle Award to two friends and leaders of the SAFE Coalition, President Jennifer Levine and co-founder and Vice President Jim Derrick. Congratulations.
Come on up. Just like Dean, we travel in packs, so come on up. Thank you so much for having us, YMCA. This is an unbelievable honor to the entire community of Franklin and the 9 towns that we represent right now. 4.5 years ago, I moved back here from California, and the summer that I returned, the town of Franklin had 5 overdose deaths. And in light of that, I was searching for some kind of community support program for substance use support, and one didn't exist. So I reached out to Jeffrey Roy, our state representative, and within 5 minutes of our meeting, we had the YMCA on the line to see if we could rent a space from them to host a support group for families who were grieving. 2 weeks after that phone call, we planned a town hall meeting where we thought that maybe 9 to 10 people would show up and we would have to buy pizzas to entice people to come. That night, over 300 people came to that event. We had no idea how unbelievable the opioid crisis and the substance use in our communities was influencing and impacting families. Not just moms and dads, but grandparents and siblings and friends and teachers and coaches and clergy. Everyone was affected in different ways by substance use disorder. After that night out that we had a town hall meeting, all of these people on the stage reached out and said, "How can I help?" Every single one of us has a personal and professional relationship with substance use disorder. The opportunity that we have together as a multidisciplinary group has changed the lives of over 10,000 people in 3.5 years in 9 communities that we support. Because we are a multidisciplinary team, we have been able to work in all different ways within the community, and one of those ways has been partnering with the YMCA. When we first reached out to the YMCA that first day with Jeff Roy, our hope was to hold a 1-hour support group once a week for parents. Not only did that one meeting burst open at the seams, but that meeting led to 4 meetings. That meeting led to a group of community stakeholders that wanted to make something more. And that one meeting created a nonprofit organization. We, with the help of the YMCA, are now helping families individually who are dealing with substance use disorder. We host a grandparents raising grandchildren group with the partnership of the YMCA. We are supporting children who are impacted by the opioid crisis by creating free childcare for those who need it. We have also really connected with the YMCA with our high school peer-to-peer group. This is a group outside of the high school hours that can come and learn about social emotional wellness, first supported by the YMCA. The YMCA gave us a space for all of these programs to exist when the majority of folks in the community had a really challenging time saying, yes, we support the opioid crisis. I cannot stress enough how supportive and how many opportunities the partnership with the YMCA has created for those in our communities to be in recovery, to sustain recovery, to learn about recovery, and to gain the skills and opportunities to be successful members of our community. We have aided thousands of people, whether it be with one-on-one phone calls, Narcan support, Section 35s, aids to hospitals. No matter what we do, every single one of us is dedicated to supporting those with the opioid crisis, and the only reason why we have the opportunity to do this the way that we do is because we've partnered with the YMCA. Scott, thank you so much for always being there, answering every single phone call and question, and staying up late and talking with us around how to support the families that you work with and see every day. So we are eternally grateful, and we are so humbled by this. Thank you so much.
Not used to these tight dresses. We get to wear jeans to work. So anyway, that's so inspiring. My daughter Nicole actually went through some of the Safe Coalition training, and she was trained in not only CPR but Narcan, and has that in her car in case it's ever needed. So we will also now welcome the North Attleboro Branch Award. This award will be given by Victoria Lechner, my very close friend and a mentor for more than 20 years. And she was the first female board chair, so I am following in her footsteps. Thanks, Vicki.
Good evening. I am deeply honored to present our North Attleboro Branch's Red Triangle Award to Blair Deeney. Blair began volunteering back at our Y in 1982 as a program volunteer. In all that time, Blair has been a quiet, steady force as a member of the Branch Board of Managers, and for the last 2 decades as a member of our Board of Directors. It was serving on the board together that I got to know Blair. When I had the pleasure of serving as the board chair, I knew that in Blair Deeney, I had a colleague who epitomizes our Y's core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. As Blair leaves the board after this evening, his service and commitment to our Y lives on. Tonight, members of Blair's family are here, including his son Ryan, as we recognize and thank Blair for his powerful legacy of giving back to our YMCA and our community. I am so pleased that you are able to join us as we celebrate the commitment, service, and leadership of this true gentleman. A man of few words, kind heart, and ongoing commitment to making life better for our friends and neighbors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating Blair Deeney.
As Vicki said, I'm a man of, and his family knows and friends know, I'm a man of few words. I talk when I need to and when I have something to say. And first of all, John, I'm a little bit, I thought you would help me up the stairs like you'd help Mary, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. When Ed called me about this award, I was very, first of all, I was honored, but I was very humbled because it has been a long journey from when I first volunteered, and it wasn't Steve Clay. Ed was not the director the president at the time. It was a young lady in the program that was in the fitness center who came up to me and batted her eyelashes and said, "We're starting a program committee, would you like to help out?" And I couldn't say no. And in essence, the rest is history. But the Y has been special to myself, to Maggie, and to Ryan and the family. Sorry. See, if I could have put this stuff on paper, the font would have been so big that I'd just keep turning the pages. But anyway, it's from the people especially that I've been involved with at the Y. It's I think it's more the friendships, the men and women that I've worked with, that are leaders in the community that initially I think kind of intimidated me at times. The Tom Kimbrells, the Brian Votes, the Dave Cashes, and so many men that were leaders in the community, were established and well-respected businessmen, and they welcomed me onto the board, a young man just getting started, who was looking to do something that when I first got involved, I think it was my 2 nephews that were involved with the Y, and I figured, well, I can give something back. And since then, it's been 1, 2, 3 Grow with Ryan, swim lessons, his involvement with the Y, after-school care programs, even to senior night at the Y, and from the standpoint of everything else that I've been involved with, the committees and everything, it's been, I have to look at kind of like two quotes. One from my dad, who also was really was a man of few words, who when I volunteered, he said, if you were in the service, you wouldn't have done this. You don't volunteer. And because of the amount of time that I've spent at the Y, my family has spent at the Y, the other quote is the one from Maggie that says, listen, you spend so much time there, why don't you just get a job there? So it's some, and again, I accept this with great regret that I'm basically leaving the board, leaving the Y, but the circumstances have changed the way life goes. But just one other thing I'd like to do before I step down is, one, I'd like to thank my family and friends for being here. These last 15 months have been a bit of a journey for me. Thank my brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws and nieces and nephews, my sister Sharon and her husband, because basically they've kind of taken me into their home and have taken care of me for the last 15 months and have made sure that things have gone right, and especially Ryan for all his support. And if one other thing, if you know of anybody who's in the market for a house, I've got one for sale. You know, so. But then again, Ed and Mary, thank you very much for this honor. And again, it's truly appreciated. Thank you.
Didn't get to give you your award.
Now you got two at once. I know.
Great, sounds good.
This way.
I like this. Thank you. All right. John? Excuse me, John? Thank you.
You're not, you're serious. As you can tell, these relationships last a lifetime, and there's a lot of great memories there. So thank you. So now we have three really amazing youths that we're going to bring up. These men and women are the teens that have really set the standard for their peers. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the community outreach director, Dawn DaCosta, to the stage to give our first award. She'll be followed by Lacey Whitaker and Lynn Atkinson. Thank you. Dawn?
Good evening. I'm here this evening to talk a little bit about this lovely young woman who the staff affectionately refer to as Maddie J. She works in our schools out department at community school. She has been through all the leadership training in the summer for camp and the last 2 summers, and soon to be 3, has served as a paid counselor at Camp Elmwood. And although she shines at both of those positions and excels at that job, where I've really seen her excel is in our Leaders Club. Maddie's been a member of our Leaders Club for 4 years. She's facilitated Junior Leaders Clubs, which is the middle school. She served on our exec board, which organizes and prepares all these fundraising events and social events. She's gone to as many regional events in the Northeast as she could possibly attend. And her parents supported her in all of those. She went to Houston last year for a mission trip. She'll go to California this year for another mission trip. Last month, the Hockomock YMCA hosted a regional event called the Spring Rally. And Maddie has now earned the highly coveted GV title, which is a graduating vet. And what that means is at these events, you can now sit on the stage, you can now lead the songs, and you get the microphone to share your years of wisdom with the other 200 kids in the room. So we also brought 5 first years, so 7th graders. And upon arrival, you would think that Maddie would take off and go looking for the other high-ranking GVs, but she didn't. She made sure that those first years knew where they were going, had their lanyards on, that they were all set. She even bought a matching onesie of a flying dragon with a 7th grader. Now, for many high school seniors, that would be the proverbial flipping of the social garbage disposal switch, but not for Maddie. She took pictures, she danced, all in the dragon suit. And then at the end of Spring Rally, we do a slideshow. And then everybody heads to their respective YMCA modes of transportation. And at this point, Maddie started to cry. And all of the first years started to cry. Now, Maddie was crying because it was her last rally as a Leaders member. The other kids were crying because Maddie was crying. And in that moment, I knew that she had successfully passed the torch and the desire to be the best leader that those kids could possibly be. So thank you for inspiring me, continuing to inspire me to do what I do every day. And for those of us who know Maddie J., this will not be her last rally. She will come back as a Springfield College student volunteer. She will join us on our management team at the Y, or probably most likely be an advisor of her own Leaders Club someday. So congrats, Maddie.
I would first like to say thank you to everyone who has helped me receive this award tonight. From my advisors of the Leaders Club, Camp Elmwood staff, and Schools Out staff, to my family and friends, I would not be who I am without you. When I was younger, I was enrolled in gymnastics classes and swim lessons at the YMCA. During those times, I had always looked up to the counselors and leaders of those programs. In the summer of 2015, I joined the CIT program. After hearing about a club called Leaders that many other teens participated in, I figured, why not give it a shot? I joined my first meeting and I instantly knew I found my safe spot. As time went on, I participated in rallies, which are weekend retreats that help me grow, not just as a person, but to become the best leader I could be. When I was given the opportunity to go on a mission trip to Houston, Texas, to help rebuild a house for a retired nurse, it was amazing. After seeing her reaction, I knew that giving back to the community would always be an important part of my life. The major thing that drew me in to the YMCA was that I could be myself. No one would judge me and everyone was so welcoming. It is safe to say that the YMCA is my home away from home. The YMCA has not just helped me grow as a leader, but has helped me find a new passion and something that I love to invest my time in. In the fall, I will be attending Springfield College with a major in recreation management and a minor in youth development in the YMCA studies. If it wasn't for the YMCA, I would not be who I am today. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Lacey Whitaker. I'm the Gymnastics and Dance Director over at the Franklin Brennan branch. So I have known Tanner for actually just about exactly a year now, but he's been working at our Y for 2.5 years. And not only is he a very hard worker, he's the epitome of what we strive to be as Y staff in many ways. Tanner is the bright, smiling face that parents, kids, and other staff members cannot wait to see when they come to gymnastics. I have parents and staff approach me quite frequently to tell me how much they value Tanner. They're in awe of how he works with kids. He connects with them and makes them feel important. He instills confidence in them and helps them grow. He's always willing to help out when needed, wherever it is, whether it's in gymnastics or any other department, and everyone's always eager to get their hands on him. He builds meaningful relationships with our members with ease, and his coworkers feed off of his energy at work. Congratulations, Tanner. You do deserve this award, and we're so happy to have you on our team.
Hello, everyone. I just would like to say I'm very grateful for this award and everything the Y has done for me and everyone else around me. I really do love working with children and in the gymnastics department, and I'm very excited for what comes in the future. I should be working here for a little longer, way longer, so I'm very excited for that, and thank you all for this award.
Hello, I'm Lynn Atkinson, Family Enrichment Coordinator at our Foxborough branch. I'm honored to present the Foxborough Youth of the Year Award to Sam Mello. Sam is the most dedicated, motivated, driven, and thoughtful youth I've had the pleasure of working with at our Y. I'm going to miss her greatly when she goes off to college. She insists on going even though I tell her that she cannot. Whether it is welcoming members into Child Watch, teaching art classes, lifeguarding, running movie nights, or teaching ASL to both kids and adults, Sam exemplifies the core values of the Y in everything that she does. My favorite example of this is how she went above and beyond to make a family that was new to the Y, with 2 deaf parents, feel welcome. Not only did she sign with those, all the members of that family when they would come into Child Watch, she also taught other Child Watch staff some basic sign language so they could communicate with the family as well. Please join me in congratulating Sam on her well-deserved Foxborough YMCA Youth of the Year Award.
Sorry, I'm not very graceful in heels. Thank you so much for this recognition. It means a lot to receive this award when there are so many deserving and caring people associated with the Y. I was asked to talk about what the Y means to me. I'm a kid who grew up with 2 loving parents that taught me to be polite, kind, and to think of others. They took me to swim lessons in North Attleboro when the swim levels were still named after fish, to dance lessons with Miss Laurel, and to gymnastics. And to me, for a long time, that's what the Y was. It really wasn't until I started working at the Y that I began to understand what the Y is. The Y is a very welcoming place, but it's not the buildings. It's the people that make you feel like you are family and you have a place where you belong. I never knew how involved I would be at the Y until I realized the positive impact that the Y brings to the community and to me. The Y has encouraged me to teach art classes, create a sign language class, and get my lifeguarding and swim instructing certifications. Working here allows me to care for people, treat them with respect and kindness, just like my parents taught me. And the Y is full of people who are just like that. People like my supervisor, Lynn Atkinson, who is just so supportive. Thank you, Lynn, for all that you do for me. Thank you to my parents for teaching me a sense of community, responsibility, and compassion for others. While I'm happy to be starting the next chapter at college next year, I'm sad I won't be greeted by the warmest smiles and working with people I consider to be my forever friends. And I'm forever grateful for being welcomed into the Y community. Thank you.
All right, we've all been sitting for quite a while, so why don't we all take the opportunity to stand up and give a round of applause to Maddie, Tanner, and Sam. Some amazing, amazing youth that we have in our community, so thank you. So we have 2 more awards, and then I'll be turning over the mic to Mr. Hurley. The first award is the Chairs Award. This is the award that I selected just based on the fact that we're really talking about partnerships tonight. And I looked at one of the partnerships that was a really special partnership for the YMCA, and that's CVS Health. So our partnership with CVS has been a long-standing partnership, and it recognizes really the amazing dedication that they've really shown to the Y, and the relationship's really reciprocal. Because what's special about the CVS brand is that they're committed to building healthier communities. And that just completely aligns with our YMCA mission of really building healthy families. And they've been involved in sponsoring Adventures in Respect, which is our anti-bullying program. Also the presenting sponsor at Legends Ball, which you've already heard about with the integration initiative. And as well, they've combined with our Y staff and supporting the new initiative called Be the First. It's the health initiative that's trying to create the first generation to be tobacco-free. And so together with the Y and all of our relationships with all the schools in the community, we've been able to really expand that program together. It really is the fuel that drives the engine of change. So we're so proud of our relationship with CVS Health. I'd really like to invite Faith Weiner to the stage, please. So Faith is the Senior Director of Corporate Social Responsibility and Philanthropy for CVS Health, also a fellow board member and a friend. She's been phenomenal just in all of her support, so thank you, Faith.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It is a pleasure to accept this award on behalf of CVS Health, and I'm also very humbled to accept an award hearing about all the other recipients. So I want to congratulate all the recipients tonight. You truly inspire us. And a special shout out to the SAFE Coalition. Where are you? You need to come see us because you're doing the work we want to do and CVS wants to help you spread the word. For me, this award is special both personally and professionally. I, too, got involved with the Y when Ed Hurley called me. And I still answer the phone every time Ed Hurley calls, as does most of the team at CVS Health. And as someone who's been involved with the Y for some time, I'm so truly amazed at the work done by Ed Hurley and his team. From the old days of pioneering healthy futures to Adventures in Respect, the Y has always been about solving issues before they become problems. We know the Y is making an impact every day. When we meet the Integration Initiative participants and hear the stories from their families, when we see the kids playing baseball at Fenway or golf at TPC, when we take those pictures standing in front of the Green Monster, we know that collectively we're all making a difference. When CVS Health wanted to pilot a program, our first call was to Ed Hurley at the Hockomock Y. My colleague Jennifer Lee, who is here tonight, has been working tirelessly across the region on our Be the First initiative. And Ed raised his hand and said, let the Y help you. And because of that, we are continuing our work of making the next generation tobacco-free. And we look forward to a time when tobacco is not something that kids use. Through the Y's support, we've been meeting with leaders across the region and delivering programs that really drive impact across the state. We believe in helping people on their path to better health. We believe in building healthier communities. We can't think of anyone we'd rather partner with than the Hockomock YMCA. So on behalf of everyone at CVS Health, thank you for this amazing honor. But more importantly, we congratulate the Hockomock YMCA and all the other award recipients tonight, and we look forward to continuing to work with you. Thank you.
All right, we have one final award, and I'd like to, it's the Character Counts Award, and I'd like to invite Greg Spear up to the podium to talk about our Character Counts Award. By the way, Greg is a longtime board member and also a past chair. I think that's the history here.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Many years ago, I was invited to attend my first breakfast by a close friend of mine, and it was sponsored by the Hockomock Y. I had no idea what to expect, and what I found has been life-changing for me and my family. It was a fundraising breakfast, so I donated $100, came home with my little Y pen, and it's the most expensive pen that I've ever done. I sometimes joke that that was the most expensive breakfast of my life, but in reality, it's been the most important breakfast of my life, because I joined a friend in what has become a shared passion, a shared sense of importance, in doing good and leaving our community better than we found it. My friend's name is very familiar to most people. His name is Jay Barrows. He's our state rep, but really so much more. He's a man of compassion, a man of principle, a man of values, a man dedicated to the community, and a man dedicated to this Hockomock YMCA. A longtime member of our board of directors, Jay's been a past board chair like myself, and volunteer leadership was instrumental in the development of the Y in Foxborough, the branch. We can all be grateful for his leadership and how much he cares about family, friends, and community. He's a great role model. I'm proud to call him a good friend, and it's an honor and pleasure to present our 2019 Character Count Award to Jay Barrows. Unfortunately, in typical Jay situation, he's stuck in Boston and the legislature is still in session. So his lovely daughter, Caitlin, is going to be accepting the award for Jay. There you go. There you go. Do you want to say a few words?
A couple words. Thank you. In the handout, it says that saying no doesn't come easy to Jay, so that's why I'm here. Like Greg said, he's in session at the State House. He wished that he could be here to accept this gratifying award. He wanted me to convey his appreciation the Y has brought him between friendships, our community, and individuals from all walks of life. He feels great pride in the partnerships and how the programs have evolved so much over the years. From the toehold in Mansfield all the way to a full-service branch in Foxborough, this award means so much to him, so thank you again.
So I hope everyone is inspired by what you've heard tonight. I certainly am. This is an amazing story that just keeps repeating itself. It's really, the flywheel has turned, and it just feels like it keeps speeding up. Every event that you hear about brings even a higher degree of impact. So please, take away the annual report tonight and share it with friends, share the stories, continue those connections. I love the connection with CVS Health and the Safe Coalition. I mean, just everybody helping everyone's going to make this community even better. So thank you all for being here tonight, and we have one last speaker. It's Mr. Ed Hurley to bring us home, so thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I keep thinking one of these years I want to go first, because when you talk last, you're the only thing between the reception, the good food and drink. But I will try to be brief, but I really want to spend a few minutes and just chat with you all. And this really is an annual celebration for us, in addition to being an annual meeting. It's been a celebration of people, as you have heard, and a celebration of relationships, as Mary just alluded to, and new relationships that are being formed. And it's really, for me, it's a celebration of the things that matter most. And Mary, I mean, you in the past year, your commitment and your engagement as the leader of our board of directors has been amazing. She's a visionary. Her values, her ideals, and her passion has really made a difference at our YMCA and is making a difference in the communities that we serve. And I'm certainly very grateful for your leadership and your friendship. And this annual meeting, when we come together, it's an opportunity for us to reflect on the collective impact that we have and our opportunity to do good in those communities that we're privileged to serve. And I thank all of you in this room for your support and for believing in us, in our mission, and in our cause. Today we got to celebrate some important partners in the community, Jay Barrows, Donna Spigarola, Blair Deeney, and the Safe Coalition. And you inspire all of us with your commitment, with your contributions to the community and what you've meant to the YMCA. And on a personal note, Blair, it means so much to me to have the opportunity for us as an organization to recognize you and to honor you this evening. You've been a great friend to our YMCA, a great friend to me, and our YMCA is certainly a better place for having had you and Maggie and Ryan as part of our Y family for all these years. Donna, you go to work every day and you know that you're changing lives, and you're changing lives at our YMCA as well, and all of us at our Y are very proud to have you as part of our team, and you bring that winning Patriot way to the YMCA every day too. So thank you very much for all you do, and to your family, Elliot and everyone. Thanks for sharing her with us. The SAFE Coalition, pretty powerful what you're doing. I remember that first meeting with all those folks in the room, and it was eye-opening for me, and I'm proud that our YMCA has been there to support you, but there is no more important issue out there that than the one that you're addressing, the opioid epidemic. So keep up the great work, and now you've got a new partner in CVS to help you with that. Jay Barrows, I wish Jay was here. I don't know what you say about Jay Barrows, but we're probably a little bit ahead of schedule now, because if Jay had been here, he'd probably still be up here talking, but make sure you tell him that, Caitlin. But Jay's been a great and trusted friend and an incredible volunteer leader, and really a role model, and we just can't, what he's meant to our YMCA for so many years is just, you can't put into words. And for me, every year, and John LaRocca leaned over to me during the program and said, it's amazing, but every year I am just absolutely blown away by the poise and the maturity of the young people that we get to honor. And I looked at Pete Brock and said, could you have done that when you were 17 or 18? Pete said, nope. And I know I felt the same way. But Sam and Tanner and Maddie, it's just amazing. We're so proud to have you as part of our YMCA family. And I also want to add my congratulations to your proud parents, because you've raised some amazing young people there, and thank you for sharing them with us. And to our friends at CVS, you've been incredible partners in helping us to try to strengthen our work here, and your values-based philanthropy has made a huge difference. And Faith, I thank you for your partnership, your friendship over many years, and really for believing in us. Paula and everybody at Dean College, you impact the life of a young person every year when you award the YMCA scholarship, and I know firsthand the kind of education a young person gets at Dean College, as one of our children went there. And Lillian, you are going to a great institution. And so Paula and everybody at Dean, thank you for continuing to partner with us. And on a personal note, your friendship means a lot to me and Sue as well. So this evening we also got to, you got a chance to see, and we get a chance to celebrate also the amazing volunteer leadership that we are blessed with at our YMCA. We have committed and very caring volunteer leaders, and I truly believe that's the special sauce for our YMCA. You all care about your community, you care about our cause, and you're really invaluable for us in connecting those dots to help to identify and meet emerging community needs. You got to see one of our great volunteers, John LaRocca, up here, and John, it means so much to me that you are here tonight. You are a legendary volunteer, and I thank you for getting our meeting off to such a special start, and it means so much to me that our YMCA still means so much to you. So thank you, John. I'd like to add my welcome to the new members of the Board of Directors and Board of Incorporators who are elected tonight. As I think you're getting a sense, you're going to be joining a group of very dedicated and community-minded volunteers who are very passionate about making a difference and committed to making their communities a better place to live and work. And Tom and Farzine and Sharon, I look forward to working with all of you on our Board of Directors. And as Mary said, we're 3 great board members are leaving us as well, but we get to replace them with 3 people I know it's going to be great to work with in the coming years. I also want to just add a special thanks, because none of this happens without an incredibly caring, committed, and compassionate staff that I get to work with every day. And to my staff colleagues, I say a special thanks to you. I mean, you epitomize the mission of the YMCA and our commitment to our powerful cause, and you're making a difference in the lives of kids and families every single day. So for me, when you bring together a group of committed community leaders partners, investors, our staff and volunteers, some pretty special things happens. Magic is created, and that magic is reflected in the innovative partnerships and initiatives that we're able to do together. And I know folks in this room are familiar with, the YMCA being the largest provider of licensed childcare, and you know that summer camp is an important program for us. Folks think of summer camp with the YMCA, and we also are proud of what we do to teach kids how to swim. And it's amazing, the Spear family has supported that as well with their Splash program, making kids more comfortable around water. But I'm guessing there's a lot of things that we do that some of you in this room heard about for the first time tonight. And I want to just share a few of those things with you, some additional things as well, to give you a sense of what happens when we're all working together. The integration initiative was already talked about, but the fact that we've got over 1,200 families now that have been impacted by that powerful program that supports families who have children with special needs. Our Live Strong at the YMCA program for cancer survivors, 1,012 cancer survivors have been part of that program in the past 9 years, and we have the best staff in the world who care and make a difference in their lives. The Healthy Futures programming that Faith talked about, that we started, all 15 communities, we have offered programs and introduced programs in those communities around improving nutrition and increasing physical activities in kids. Right now we're doing work in our Health Innovation Department, working with medical partners to offer programs that are meeting new needs. Things like the healthy weight in your child and the diabetes prevention program that is now a Medicare covered benefit. We have food pantries in 20 schools now that our YMCA was part of introducing and creating. Dawn DeCosta, who you heard from earlier tonight, an amazing program that she has introduced, Gal Pal, a leadership empowerment program for middle school girls. Last summer, you heard Maddie talk about going to Houston. 7 of our teen leaders went to Houston to rebuild houses. And this year, we're going to be sending 10 of our teen leaders to California to help rebuild houses that were devastated by the wildfires out there. STEM programming is something that's pretty new for our YMCA, and we have introduced that into all of our our after-school care offerings now, and it's part of our summer camp. And with our school partners, more than 1,000 kids last year in K through 5th grade were introduced to STEM programming in their schools through a partnership with the YMCA. The Adventures in Respect that John mentioned in his opening, our bullying prevention and education program has been offered now over 3,500 kids last year in 12 communities. We started a backpack drive that's grown to over 600 backpacks that were given to young kids that wouldn't have a backpack going back to school this year, and that was in 7 different schools. We're hoping that program expands to over 1,000 backpacks that'll be given out this year. We're going to be announcing next month, statewide, a program where foster families in Massachusetts, every foster family in Massachusetts will be eligible for a family membership at their local YMCA. And that's something we're doing collectively in Massachusetts. And I'm very proud of the work that our YMCA has done locally, on a statewide level, and nationally around child protection and making sure that we're doing everything we can do to protect the young children who are entrusted to our care. And with what Faith is doing with us in CVS, and as Mary mentioned, the Be the First initiative, we're really proud of what we're able to do there, and that's been introduced again in our after-school care programs and in summer camp. And I'm really proud, Faith, that when you're thinking of partners, one of the first ones you think of is the YMCA, and we're very, very honored to be able to work with you and Jen and all your colleagues there. So in closing, I would just say that all of this that we're talking about is all built on a foundation of, again, bringing community together, bringing our volunteers together, incredible staff, and that foundation is also built on what John talked about in his opening, the fact that no one is going to be turned away at our YMCA because of an inability to pay. And that's something we're all very proud of. And when you put that together with the open door policy, that's really something to celebrate. So I usually end with a quotation, but this year I'm going to end with 3 quotations, but they're all quick ones. So here it is, and I think it ties everything together as we're wrapping up tonight. Margaret Wheatley said, "There is no power greater than a community discovering what it cares about." Coretta Scott King once said, "The greatness of community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." And in the words of Helen Keller, still ringing true today, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." I hope you all leave here tonight proud of the collective work and the sustainable impact that together we are having in our community. All of us at the YMCA are very grateful for your partnership and your support. And with that, I thank you for coming. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.